now get into our actual example. Using Yahoo Finance, we want to retrieve currency rates from the web and show that to the user when they load the article. So the format is going to be like this. We're going to have a parameter called from. That's going to be the base currency, for example, US dollar, and the target too. It's going to be euro or any other currency you want. You just have to enter the right abbreviation. And for content, that's just going to be whatever we want to show to the user after the actual number. So if say USA euro is in 1.1, I have no idea what the value is at the moment, but if it's like that, and if I type this in here, it'll just show that in here to the user. That's what we want to achieve. So let's get rid of this. And the first thing we need to do is load data from the web. If you're experienced with PHP, you might have done this using PHP curl or some other ways to do it, such as opening like a stream to the web and reading data. Now, let's keep something in mind. WordPress is installed in, I don't know, almost 30% of all websites in the internet. So you can imagine that there's a huge variety of server configurations out there, and not everybody has PHP curl installed. Different configurations have different versions of PHP. So if you're creating something that will be deployed in many sites, you might want to stick with WordPress functions. So luckily for us, this problem has already been resolved, and there's some function called WP Remote Get, which uses connects to the web using get, and internally this function will check different configurations of your server and will use the one that if it finds one that works, it will use that one. So you don't have to be testing different cases just to make sure that the server has whatever you need. You can just use this one. It will save you a lot of time. Now, if you're just building this for yourself for one server or for a client, then you then might not be necessary. But I mean, it's still good. It's easy to use. You can just stick with this one, unless you need more advanced functionality, in which case you can use curl. But keep in mind that not everybody has that. Now, Yahoo Finance has its own API. You can read all about it on the internet. But basically, this URL will get what we need, which is the quote, the current value of this currency pair. So if we just enter this and then see how we are getting the values that the user entered from here, it will give us what we need. And we get that by grabbing, this will bring an array back, and the element with the key body will have the actual HTML code that's obtained. So you can just do body. This will give us the number that we're looking for, and then we can just append whatever it is the user entered in here. Now, normally you don't wanna, you will not. It's not a good idea to just show things to a user unescaped like this, because there might be code, there might be bad stuff like a HTML tags or JavaScript code. So it's always good to escape the stuff that you're going to show until something that comes with WordPress that you can use. And this should do it. Assuming that you've activated this plugin already, which I've already done, we can test it. Let's do from Australian dollar, from the order of the parameters doesn't matter, by the way. Is today's exchange rate. Let's see how that goes. And yeah, see how this is being obtained from the web, and then we're just showing the content to the user. And we can just try any currency pair. Euro, dollar, euro. Sweet. Okay, so just to summarize, shortcodes allow us to enter functionality in our post by just typing something that's intuitive, easy to read. It'll save us time. It can add something more dynamic into the content of the post, such as all these things that you've seen here: videos, audio, documents, images, polls, etc. Things for your clients, things for yourself, things that you want to build just because you want to have that, or you want that to exist. And it's all about just picking the right functionality, setting the parameters like this, the content like this. And normally, I think this is only, I guess you could use this to save time if you want to write something really long many times, but I think the best usage has to do with either interactivity or retrieving data from the web. And when you retrieve data from the web, if you need to use GET, this is the way to go, because it will work in different server configurations.